Welcome to the SENDcast. My name is Dale Pickles. I'm the host of the SENDcast and the managing director of B Squared. If you are a new listener, then welcome to the SENDcast. This special episode is where we are raising the profile of one of the events in the UK focusing on special educational needs and disability. And we are proud to announce that we are a media partner for the national neurodiversity shows that are taking place in Cardiff, Wigan, Coventry and Glasgow between April and September this year, 2026. And in this bonus episode, we're discussing what those shows are about and why you should go. The SENDcast is created and produced by us here at B Squared, and we have a range of products to help schools. We have our assessment software, our evidence for learning system, this podcast, our CPD, and our webinars. Visit the B Square website or click on the meeting link in the show notes to book a meeting with me to take you through our assessment software. For now, let's get on with this episode. My guest in this episode is Steph Barnett, the show planner for the National Neurodiversity shows. Steph has worked in the Midlands for 16 years and spent some time on a mental health team, and she has experienced people struggling, needing support, but not seeing at the correct level of need to receive the support. And Steph has seen that level of support that is needed but isn't provided and wanted to be part of something that provided support to the neurodivergent community. Welcome to the show, Steph.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. So tell me about the neurodiversity shows. Who are they aimed at? What will visitors get from the events?
Yeah, sure. The National Neurodiversity shows, we launched them for the first time last year in 2025. Brand new. We launched them in Wales, the Midlands and Liverpool last year, and we're lucky enough to be expanding to Scotland this year, which is great. So we'll have 4 brand new shows for 2026. They are aimed at anybody who needs any information, feels like they need a sense of belonging, wants to come and chat to somebody informally, gain professional advice, or even just chat to somebody else who thinks a little bit differently or may have gone through what you might be going through or a family member might be. So they're aimed at both professionals who want to come and learn more on how they can improve their organisation's inclusivity, and also people in general, the public, who want to find out more about neurodivergence and how everybody's minds work differently.
So we attended the Coventry one last year in the Midlands. Yeah. That was in July. Yeah. And it is an event. He said there are professionals there who are there to learn and support, but there's also families there, so parents of individuals after that support, but there are also adults. So it is a complete mix, and it's got that nice community feel about it.
Yeah, absolutely. What we wanted to do for these shows was make it that it was aimed at both adults and children, so that even if you're late diagnosed or you're finding out stuff about yourself for the first time, maybe later on in life, these shows are still for you. You can come along and find out information and speak to people who have come into finding out more about themselves later in life as well.
Definitely. So you mentioned there's going to be 4 events. So this year it's Cardiff in April, Wigan in June, Coventry in July, and for the first time we're going north of the border into Scotland.
Yeah, we are.
Into Glasgow in September, which I am looking forward to. I love going to Glasgow. So we got 4 events, and you've talked about it's kind of that community. You've got a kind of community vibe, but who talks? You've got seminars at the events. I know the answer to that one already, but I'm going to say it's like I don't know. And who's speaking at these seminars?
We're really lucky, actually. We're really fortunate that a lot of people want to come and talk at our shows. We get a mixture of people who are sharing their own personal story, their own personal journey and experience. So we have a great speaker called Conrad, who's going to be speaking at our Wales show. He talks about family life and his son and the journeys that they've been through. We've got a great speaker, Jamie Denyer, who's talking at all 4 shows, and he's coming with us to Scotland as well. We're quite lucky that wherever we go, he comes with us. And he's talking about late diagnosis, funnily enough, for himself, his personal journey and how he's managed to make that work for him in his professional life. And then we also have professional speakers who offer an insight into their services or a little snippet into how they can support an organisation or support somebody personally as well. So you can come along and you can listen to personal journeys, more lived experience stuff, or you can listen to information, advice, facts, research. There's a bit of everything, to be honest, but the one rule that we do try and keep to for every show is that seminars last half an hour. So they start on the hour and every half an hour. So you always know when one is starting and one's finishing, so you can get to them. But we run roughly, I think it's about 30 seminars a show that we do throughout the day. But they're all free to get into. You don't have to book or pay any extra to get into them. They're just there. The information's there for you.
And all the shows there one day?
One day, yeah, one.
One day, so that's 30 seminars in one day.
Yeah, to keep the stress off me. Yeah, one day.
So obviously, if you go to shows, if you've been to the NEC, if you've been to Excel, big, noisy environments, lots of noise, lots of hard. What are the kind of venues like for these events?
They're all obviously slightly different. I'd love to be able to package up one venue. Can I say which one's my favourite? I don't know.
Yes.
Can I? My favourite venue, I think, is the Midlands. Personally, for me, you might be able to hear in my accent, that's where I'm from. It's not a bias. I think the venue there is great. It's perfectly laid out. If I could replicate that and drop it everywhere, I think I would. All of the venues, we kind of try to follow as close to the CBS arena as we can. They're slightly smaller than the big, I mean, we've all been to the big halls or huge exhibition centres, which are great for other events, I think. But yeah, we try to find ones where the room is slightly smaller, a bit more intimate than your bigger venues. We try to find ones with good seminar rooms. The seminars are as important for us as the exhibition itself, because that's why a lot of people want to come.
And at the CBS arena, the main room where all the stands were, which where I was, that was all carpeted.
Yeah.
It is a single room. It's not like you've got a section of a bigger room with other stuff going on, which can happen at other events.
Yeah.
And also what I liked about it is there was a bar nearby, which was really good.
Yeah,
you can go...
there is, yeah. There is, yeah. I don't know if what they serve throughout the day. I had a good sandwich this year, they do a nice cafe in the Midlands.
Yeah, so there was a nice... It literally was a bar, but it was really nice because it was all dimly lit. And it was away, so it was quite quiet. So, yes, but I wouldn't have even said the actual main room was that overloaded. It wasn't that intense. So it was nice and relaxed. But the fact you just walk out there, turn left, and go sit down in a quiet room and have a drink, even better.
It's nice, yeah. We've managed to get that with our Northwest event this year as well. They've been really great in working with us. It's actually run by a charity, and they do a lot of community work. And that they get the brief. They know what we're after. They know that we don't want bright lighting. They know that we don't want overhead announcements. They get the brief for it. Even the shell schemes that we use, they're felt backed, which might not sound like this makes a big deal, but it does a lot for noise reduction in the room.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're quite fortunate really that they get the brief, especially Coventry as well. And Glasgow, our new one, we're really looking forward to working with them. That's carpeted as well. And that's going to be, I mean, I'm not a fan of bright lights anyway, as a lot of people aren't. But we're looking forward to going up there for them too. They've been really cool about it.
The downside is you did organise it for the day after my wife's birthday.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I might get in trouble for not being there for that one.
That's for this year, is it? Your wife's birthday for this year?
Yes. But on the flip side, she works here, so it might be a work trip birthday
maybe
in one.
Take her to the bar maybe on the day.
Yeah. So, okay, so I did a bit of an intro about you at the beginning, very brief. Why are you involved in this event? What does this event mean to you?
It's really important to me. I find like in my previous job in years gone by, in the involvement that I've had with having opportunities to help people, I've never felt like I've been able to do enough. And I think with the conversation that's happening, without getting political about anything, the conversation that's happening with governments, with the narrative around support and funding at the minute, I think people need information. They need somewhere to go that they know is safe, and that's why I'm doing it. I work with the director Emma in her other shows, and they're more sort of trade shows, more corporate, more business to business. enterprises that she does with those ones. And this is the one that I enjoy being involved in the most. I don't think I get a single phone call that lasts less than 20 minutes, which is great because people want to talk and people are more friendly. So for me, I find it's the most rewarding show to be involved in. That's really selfish from my perspective. Like, it should be rewarding for me. It is, but I enjoy it, and I feel like it actually helps people on the day. If you can come away with some information that you didn't have before, or something, or you come away and you feel a sense of belonging, I've done my job for the day.
Nice. So, obviously, you ran it for the first time last year. What sort of feedback did you get? How was it received?
So we were really lucky, actually, because again, this is something where people want to talk and they want to tell us how to improve. Our visitors and our exhibitors, which is great. The conversation is more free and relaxed and open, I guess, like your podcast. It's more chilled. So we had some feedback last year around. One thing was that the seminars were good, that they were half an hour because they were clipped to the perfect length for people's attention spans, that don't go on too long or they don't cut too short so that you've not got enough information. The on the hour and every half an hour thing helped people because they always knew by looking at the watch what time that something was going to be imminent. We did a sensory map last year, but that only came in after our Cardiff show. Following feedback from one of our exhibitors, she said, your map's great, the layout's wonderful, but could you add where the busy areas are going to be on the map? And I thought, yeah, that needs to be on there. That's important because we have certain areas of the exhibition floor where it does get naturally busier and you're going to want to know where those are. So yeah, the feedback was very thorough, very detailed. I was grateful for it. It was. It's great when people tell you, actually, this is what I want and this is how I want it done. It's perfect.
I think everyone's scared of well, no, not everyone. Lots of people are scared of feedback because they're worried about what's being said. But generally, if someone's giving you feedback, it always means they like what you've done, they're passionate about it, and they want it to be even better.
Yeah.
If they didn't like it, they're not going to come back. They're generally not going to bother giving you feedback. So if
Absolutely.
You're getting feedback and it's a list of things you should do, it's like, this would make it even better. They're probably still going to come back, but this would make it even better. And other people. So I always love getting feedback. I actually like asking those open questions of how could we improve? What would make it better?
Yeah.
Because what you think you're doing is the best job ever. Somebody will just see something you hadn't even thought of.
That's one of the things I really like about these shows. I think we had some feedback last year, and some of this is unavoidable. We have to balance really carefully taking pictures and videos throughout the shows, which can be a sensitive subject for a lot of people. I mean, me, for example, I haven't got my video on today, for this. So I get that it can be a really sensitive subject for a lot of people. But we obviously have to balance that with getting some good shots of the shows so that other people can make a decision whether they want to come next year. What does the show look like? How is it laid out? What are the colours like? Everything we've discussed. So I think for this year, our photographer, he's neurodivergent himself. He gets it. And I think he was trying to balance last year where he goes to take his pictures. So we put a sign up pretty much saying, from this point onwards, there will be, please be aware, there'll be videography, there'll be filming, there'll be this, there'll be that. So for this year, we're going to be designating areas where there won't be any. So obviously the quiet room is one of those. That goes without saying for obvious reasons. Last thing you want is a camera when you're trying to relax. So yeah, so we'll be designating areas where there won't be any filming for this year.
One of the things you could do, and again, this is a thing from transitions for going from primary to secondary school, is the idea of what will I expect when I get there? And if it is a case of this year, you're going to keep the same venues for the following year, record a video of walking from the car park into the event. So it's that sort of knowing what to expect. When I get out of the car, what am I going to be? How big is the hall going to be? How far have I got to walk? Which way am I going to go? And it's one of those things that actually so many people benefit from that certainty. How many of us go to Google Street View when you're going somewhere to literally look at where you're going and what it's going to look like and which building is it before you've even got anywhere near the car?
Yeah, I do exactly that. I have to know my route for everything, where I'm going, how long it's going to take me. Yeah. We did that this year. We did it on Facebook. and Instagram. But it was the night before because we go for setup. So this year I'm keen to get those videos out earlier. And for our North venue, we have had a change of venue. So my goal is to get those videos. They were short, and we did like 30 seconds to a minute. This is what to expect. But this year, I'd like to get those videos out earlier and a little bit more detailed.
Yeah, because it's that sort of thing, that certainty of, am I going to be overstimulated? Is it going to be there? Where will I go? How do I know?
Yeah.
Which way will I go? How do I... All those questions that, if you just reduce that anxiety, it just makes the whole day go smoother just with that nice bit of information beforehand.
Absolutely. We were quite lucky, and I mean, again, I'm gonna sing the praises about the Midlands show. We were quite lucky with the Midlands because they had a specific, and they're doing it again this year. They have a specific platform for booking your parking, and it tells you where to go, which car park to use for the entrance, what's nearest. Everything is booked and confirmed and certain before you get there, which I really like. It works for me, and I found that it worked for everybody this year. I think we only had one person who struggled with the parking at the Midlands this year, and out of the nearly 1,500 people we had come through the doors, I'll take that as a success.
We stayed at the hotel on site, and the parking for that is the other end of the building.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So I literally go, where is this thing? You got to it. And as you got to it, you went, so if I'd parked there, that would have been so much easier. So they had to carry our stuff down the stairs and all that lot. So I know that for next time. I know where to park.
Yeah. Did you stay in one of the rooms kind of look out onto the pitch, don't they?
Yes.
Of the arena. We stayed in one of those rooms, and it was the most surreal thing, opening your hotel curtains and seeing a football pitch.
Yes.
Or a sports pitch or whatever, yeah.
I've stayed at a couple of them now. It's really, I've stayed at Blackpool's ground. They have a hotel in the Blackpool ground, which I think is the same. And it is just a little bit weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense, but yeah.
It's when a steward walks past that it really spooked me. I wasn't expecting to see somebody walk past the bedroom window.
So I think one of the places, I think it might be Bolton Wanderers, because there's a Hilton in the stadium. Random topic we're going to segue into. But if you stay there for 3 nights, it's almost like you have to check out every day, because it becomes like a match days. It becomes like a hospitality room.
Oh, then switch them back into a box, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you can't leave your stuff in there. You've got to check out your stuff and check in again, then check out. So, random. Makes sense. Just, not certain days.
Yeah.
So what I like about it is, again, if you most events seem to happen London, Birmingham, Manchester.
Yes.
So I like the fact, I'm not a giant fan of the NEC, and I do like the CBS Arena. There's a couple of events there now, which I prefer. The whole setup is just, it's not as easy getting off the M42, I admit, but actually for lots of people it's better. I like the fact you've got one down in Cardiff, and I also like the fact you've got one in Glasgow, so you're trying to reach people wherever they are, rather than you have to go to London. It's a nice spreading that out, but then I suppose with spreading out, you're not going to get as many people, so swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Yeah, I think one of the things we get a lot, I think this is probably the most common request that we get, is to come to a specific area, or to come to a specific part of England, or, I mean, Scotland. We had a lot of calls to go to Scotland last year, which is why we did it this year. It was it was always going to be a certainty for us that we were going to do Scotland. We just, how much do you take on at one time, so we waited for this year for that, but that's already proven really popular. But one of the things that I'd like us to be able to be in more areas, but like you say, it runs the risk of the shows not being big. That's not the issue, is if we spread ourselves too thinly, if that makes sense. So yeah, we're going to Scotland, we're going to the northwest, Cardiff and the Midlands, and we are hoping to expand again next year to make it fully national.
Would that be maybe northeastish?
To Ireland.
Hopefully
that's on the cards, yeah. So we've done a bit of exploring and a bit of research, because we get calls to go everywhere. So yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see what next year brings as well.
Interesting. Yeah. Excellent. So yes, we're obviously recording this miles ahead of the first event, but they're going right back to the beginning. What we started at the beginning is that first event is going to be in Cardiff in April, Wigan in June, Coventry in July, and then Glasgow for the first time in September.
Yes. Yeah.
One-day events. And what's interesting, that most of them aren't on Fridays.
Yeah.
It's one of those, I was putting them in my calendar and I'm going, oh, they've got it's on a Thursday.
Yeah. You know more than me. Let me see what days they are. I'm the show planner as well. So our Cardiff one is on a Thursday. Our Northwest one is also on a Thursday. Midlands is on a Tuesday. And our Scotland one is on a Friday.
It is.
Yeah, they're not all on Fridays. We've played around with the dates and times and everything in 2025. With it being the launch year, we wanted to see what people wanted. So I was the one that pushed last year for longer hours. I said, let's run an all day, really long day, so that if people want to come after school, after work, after whatever commitments they've got in the day, they can come freely later on. And we found that it absolutely wiped our exhibitors out, and visitors came and they wanted to stay and experience the most they could for the day. But I think we felt that this year we've cut it to 4:00, so the hours are 10 till 4 for all of our shows. You don't have to turn up at 10, you can come whenever you like. But in terms of days, we ran a couple of them in the school holidays this year, and it was a bit of a double-edged sword, you know. We found that people wanted it to be in the school holidays so they could bring their kids and stuff. But then also it ruled out quite a lot of people from exhibiting or coming on a professional level because they were off on the school holidays looking after their kids.
What was interesting is, so we came to the Coventry one. So whenever we go to any event, we're always going to every other exhibitor that we know. Any good events, anything you've been through really good. One of the people who I think did all three of yours was Kathy Wassell from the Autism Girls Network and the Haven School.
Yeah. Oh, Kathy, she's great.
She is great. And she was like, oh, yeah, I did this one. Where's that? So I talked about it. And I was like, oh, I can jump on the Coventry one, which was just into the summer holidays.
Yes. Yeah, that was the one.
And it was like, and it was we're going, why? Why have you done this? It's going to be dead. And it wasn't dead. But also, we did meet a couple of people who basically said if this was on in term time, I would never have been able to come, and they were professionals.
Yeah. It's hard trying to balance. I think what I need to try and do next year is find the day that everybody breaks up in each region and run a 2-day event, one on the day before and one on the day after. It's so hard to try and balance it. But yes, how did you find Coventry this year?
It was a really nice showing, because we do lots of shows in various places, and generally you go to these shows and you see the exact same people. And it was at your show, it was like loads of new people to chat to. Most of the exhibitors, I think because yours is a smaller show, I'm going to say it's a bit more, where we often go to some shows and people have these giant stands, yours is quite a bit of its tabletop. Yes. Which means you meet some really nice, passionate people doing their own thing and trying to make a difference. And there were some larger organisations that we talked to, but it was a really interesting. We had no idea. We kind of went, let's give it a go. We get to meet the organisers. Because I didn't know who the organiser was. I thought it might be Emma. I thought on going 3 shows, neurodiversity, feels a little bit like the Welsh autism shows from a couple of years ago. And I literally checked in and we're in the bar and she walked past. And I was like, I knew it. I knew it was her. So, yeah, we just did it as a kind of get to see the event, get an idea of what it's like. And it's that one of the things, whenever you do one show, you probably get something slightly wrong. You misaim it. So for us, it was partly that, what's the event going to be like? Let's just go as a taster and see what it's like. And we'll do if it's good, we'll do all 3 next year. And we really enjoyed it. We had some really great conversations I remember talking to families who were just looking for that support for their children and struggling and not showing what the future looked like. And just sharing some of my experience with my daughters and things like that. And you could say even the youngsters were like going, okay. So that was nice. Also talking to individuals, sharing their personal experiences. And also talk to so it's a real mix of people there, which I really liked.
Yeah. I think, what you just said about some of the tabletops and the mixture, we wanted to I say Emma was really keen from the get-go, because Emma's background is in business and law and entrepreneurship and small business, small and medium enterprises and stuff. And she's always really keen to make sure that the one-man bands, the singular enterprises, the person who runs the company by themselves and is the accountant, the planner, the everything, can afford to have a seat at the table and to be there. And I think, it's got all the hallmarks of Emma, the show has. She wants to make sure that everybody can be there pretty much. And it's not just big corporations, because I think as great as a lot of big corporations are that can offer a lot of services and things, I think sometimes if you're after a more personal experience or a more personal service from somebody, sometimes you want to go to someone that you know or connect with, and you might only get the chance to do that with a smaller business or somebody who runs it themselves and is passionate about it, because it's just them and everything depends on them. If that makes sense.
Oh yes.
So yeah, we're keen to have that at the shows, because you get a bit of everything. Then you can dip into what you like when you're there.
I think, again, we think of those, if we go for like local authorities and things like that, when they talk about their support available for, it ends up being with these larger organisations almost pre-prescribed of what they can offer.
Yeah.
And you kind of go to them, I need this. Oh yeah, we just do this to this and we can own it. If you don't fit in this, we can't help you. And I think with those smaller organisations, they can be so much more flexible in meeting those needs sometimes, which really benefits. And also, generally, those 1 person, 2, 3, 4, or we're a 10-person team here at B Squared, 13 now, actually, 13-person team here at B Squared. The smaller companies, you have such passionate people who really believe in what they're doing. The larger the organisation, I think the passion disappears.
Yeah, I think there's a risk of that, isn't there? We're quite lucky with the shows, is in that the people who are there, and I suppose hopefully that says that we've got it right as to how we're presenting what the shows are about. I hope that's the case. But a lot of the people that ring up and inquire about, even whether it's visiting or exhibiting, they want to be there and it's for the right reasons. You get a vibe, don't you, when you're talking to somebody, or they want to be there and it is for the right reasons. I think through doing this, even since last year, there's exhibitors that inquired right at the very beginning about it. And of course, like yourself, they were, should we go along to this? Let's see what it's about. And this is new. What should we do? Shall we give it a punt and go? And some of those exhibitors that are in my phone now as friends, and I'll pick up the phone and ask them anything. Sarah Osborne, for example, she's Barnett registered nutritionist. I didn't even realise until I spoke to Sarah. I've learned so much from her. I didn't realise that you could, what you ate. Obviously, it sounds really obvious now I'm about to say it, but I didn't realise what you ate could affect your mindset and how you feel on given days. I know it sounds really obvious now I'm saying it, but
but you never crave the stuff you actually need. That's what's interesting. You crave sugar, you crave those things. You don't crave, right now my body needs this. It doesn't work that way. Your head tells you you feel I want that, but actually what you should be eating is that.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting, the stuff you eat, the impact it has, how often you eat, how it's just, yes. We all know that when we have a big Sunday roast, we all like an afternoon nap afterwards.
That's news, yeah.
So that is like the starting point of realising what you eat and how much you eat has that real impact on you. But it is huge.
Yeah, she's great. She's doing a seminar actually at all 4 of our shows this year. I was really, really glad to get the call off her last year to say that she wanted to come back, and she's going to be speaking at all of them. It was a very popular seminar actually this year, as to how your mind can affect your gut and how your gut can affect your mind.
But it was interesting, as you said, you were a new show last year, and we're like, it's a new show. And you're like going, and probably as a company, you do try new shows every so often, and then you get stung that you've paid all this money and no one turns up. And you sit there going, it's another new show, and you're like, who's there? And you're going, well, okay, the usuals aren't there. Okay, it can't be that good. And you end up just having this thing of should I, shouldn't I? And so literally it was a case of, talk to Kathy. She was like, it's really, really good. I'm like, cool, we're going to give it a go. And it is, as you said, it's what is the show like? Is it going to be dead? What's the vibe? It's a vibe check. That was our first event. It was, what's it feel like being here? Feels great.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's important. You want to feel comfortable. Do you know what? One of the things I honestly think makes the show what it is. I mean, it's the people, obviously, the people that want to be there. But the staff, I can't thank the staff enough for the shows. We don't just hire in staff to wear T-shirts and direct you where to go. All of the staff are friends of ours, family, people who want to be there and who actually believe in what we're doing. One of our members of staff he runs the seminars, and he rules them with an iron fist. He makes sure that they start and finish on time because he likes things to be on time. He actually works in children's welfare and children's rights legally. And he comes and does this. He books his time off and he comes and does this on the side. And he's had some great conversations with people this year. But yeah, you can't go over if anybody's thinking of doing a seminar and they're in Stephen's seminar room, it won't be running late. It will start and finish on time. But yeah, I think we owe such a credit to them and to the exhibitors as well, who come and bring their all, and that makes it for everybody, really.
And it is nice. You mentioned it's the people who make the events, and it is although it was our first event and we didn't know many of the exhibitors who were there, actually we knew quite a few of the visitors, because they are people who, when they see a neurodiverse event or about neurodiversity, they go and attend because they know they're going to be people that they're going to feel comfortable, relaxed. They can have those chats. They can meet their friends. And so although it's the first we went there, we knew quite a few of the visitors. So it was really nice.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
And I'm going to wrap it up there.
Great.
I felt like we could probably just keep chatting and keep meandering on this conversation for quite a while, but I think we should wrap it up probably.
Well, I've enjoyed. Considering this is my first ever podcast, I didn't know what to expect, but I've really, really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are very, very welcome. So we're going to be putting links to find out more about the National Neurodiversity shows in the show notes, and also their social media links, so you can find out all about the show and keep up to date with their news. And as always, you'll find the show notes wherever you listen to the podcast or on the SENDcast website. And thank you for listening to the show. If you haven't subscribed already, click on that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow us on the social medias, on Twitter. I'm still not calling it X. On Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, or TikTok, you will find the SENDcast. The SENDcast is created and produced by us here at B Squared, and we help to show the small steps of progress pupils make. But do you know about Autism Progress? This is our framework for helping profile a child or young person's autism and how it impacts them. And it's based on certs and looks at communication, social interaction, emotional regulation, and flexible thinking. There's also a wide range of strategies to help support that child or young person. Come and see us at the National Neurodiversity shows. We're going to be at all 4 of them. Or visit the B-Squared website or click on the meeting link in the show notes to book a meeting with me to take you through our software and how it can help you. Now, thank you for listening. We'll be back soon with another episode of the SENDcast. It's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone.